What's going on, everyone? How are you doing today? It's Hanger Roleplayer once again. Today I want to show you my speed farming build for the Wrath of the Waste set with the Whirlwind. It's pretty fun because everyone has their own version of the speed farming build for the Whirlwind. But I'll just show you mine and you decide if you want to use it or not. It just works for me. I've been using it a lot in the past, and now that Whirlwind has become so much stronger, I refreshed the build a bit, and it works like a fucking breeze now. The times are ranging from 2 minutes in a very good rift to 3 minutes in a very bad rift, so it's around 2 to 3 minutes, like a very good speed farming build. Very briefly I will go over the build itself. You can see all the details on the Diablo fans guide, and at the end of the video I will also attach some random Torment 13 rifts. So the stats should be just strength with hit chance. You can go whirlwind damage here on the helm, strength with life on chest, strength with all res and cooldown or area damage on the mantle of channeling here. The glove strength with hit damage and chance, area damage also fine, pants strength with all res and whirlwind on the boots. We use Bul-Kathos, the buffed ones, and the stats should be basically the same as your push build, but you can also drop some area damage in cooldown for just raw damage and use just damage and attack speed. Attack speed is also very good for any channeling build like the Whirlwind. Bracers are the Nemesis bracers for more elites. Hellfire Amulet with the cold hit damage and chance. Cold will be good because we use the Hurricane rune to pull more enemies towards us. So cold, strength, weight and chance will be good on the Nemesis, and strength and cold hit damage and chance on the Hellfire as well. The belt is Lightning Chains. When we use Warcry we get the movement speed buff. The rings are the Skull Grasp, and the second ring is 3 options here. Overall there are 3 ways to play this build. One is through the cooldowns and Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, and you can try to fit the Wrath of the Berserker here if you're lacking damage. Another way is through the Everest Band. Basically when you need gold and farming gold at the start of the season, you can put Everest Band here if you have the damage. And the third way is for Convention of the Elements, and this is one of my favorite ways to play Convention of the Elements when the cold rotation rolls in and basically just finishes off this mobs on screen completely, cleans everything up. And basically that punch in the face is necessary, especially when you're lacking damage, when your damage is really low. I also completely drop all strength from Paragon, and I have really shitty gear on me like this. It doesn't even have any kind of elemental damage here. So I have some old augments here. That's why I decided to drop all the Paragons completely, so that my damage will be really low here, as low as possible. The gems are basically the diamond or the amethyst in the helm, as you wish. If you die, use the amethyst. If you don't die, or if you're playing with a cooldowns build with the obsidian ring, use the diamond for more cooldowns, for more smoother gameplay. Rubies in the pass and chance, and the legendary gems are also the options. I prefer using Taeguk, Pain Enhancer, and the Bane of the Trapped. You can also go with the Rift of Lightning or the Gogok of Swiftness. In my opinion, Wrath of Lightning is a bit an overkill, as well as the Verse Chain Arm Girls. This is just basically too fast, and it's even hard to control shit, and we still have to gather things like the DBs and stuff. So if you are really like gathering loot and not just going for the Rift Kiss, I do not recommend stacking ridiculous amount of movement speed, simply because it would be really hard to control shit on screen as well. So like I said, there are like 3 major ways to play this build. One is through the Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, another one through the Everest Band, and the third is through the Convention of the Elements. With Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac and through the cooldowns, it's a bit smoother, and your ignore pain is also extremely smooth. You always have it up. Without the Obsidian Ring, the cooldowns are not really that smooth, but it's still possible to play. It's still pretty fucking fast. And with Everest Bands, you're basically just picking gold, and especially if you fit Boon of the Hoarder as well, it's pretty retarded, and the speed is also exceptionally good. So on the cube we have the Furnace, Hexen Pants, and the Ring of Royal Grandeur. I specifically recommend to wear Skull Grasp simply because the Ring of Royal Grandeur usually rolls like shit, and Skull Grasp it can roll with hit damage and hit chance, so it's usually very good. The skills are Whirlwind Hurricane to pull the enemies, it's a cold rune. On the right button is Ignore Pain Bravado, 40% move speed. We basically have this on cooldown all the time with the Obsidian Ring. Without Obsidian Ring it's not on cooldown all the time. You can also wait Pride of Cassius, but this will result in a dropped move speed from the Chelonic Chain, so it's like counterproductive. I don't recommend wearing Pride of Cassius, it'll be a bit of a waste. So on the first button is Threatening Shout Filter, just a buff against the enemies. Warcry Char to help generating Fury, simply because we cast Sprint Marathon every 4 seconds, so every 8 seconds we spend 40 Fury, which is pretty intense. That's why we use Warcry Charge for the generation of Fury, to also help towards Berserker Rage to keep it up. Sprint Marathon, like I said, 40% buff for 4 seconds, it's a huge move speed buff. Battle Rage Bloodshed, Battle Rage Bloodshed is for damage. When we crit, basically we kill the mobs as well. You can go insane and go ferocity, but I don't really recommend this because this 15% will not really change anything for you, but bloodshed will really help you. The passives are all damage. Pound of Flesh is a 10% regen and 20% movement speed when we pick the globe. Rampage is damage, Brawler is damage, Berserker Rage is damage, and the fifth and one of the most important is the Ruthless is also damage. If you don't have the Hellfire Amulet, I recommend dropping Brawler for the Ruthless and you're good to go. Like I said, you can absolutely go with the Wrath of the Berserker, but since we don't really hit a lot of shit on screen, Wrath of the Berserker is always on cooldown because we also spam a lot of skills, and Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac doesn't really work well towards the cooldown of the Wrath of the Berserker, even with the passive, the boon of the Bul-Kathos. So Wrath of the Berserker, in my opinion, is not very good. It just doesn't fit, and if you have the damage, I recommend just running with skills like this, and it's pretty much effective. It works like a charm, and you don't need to worry about anything here. So this is it, and like I said, for the very detailed guide, you can watch the Diablo fans written part. This is where it all explained. Thanks for watching and see you soon. And this is with conventional of the elements. It's not as smooth, but it does more damage. It's faster. Well, COE rolls in, it basically just fucking destroys everything. This is my favorite way to play, simply because there is more damage and I don't need to worry about killing things. It also helps on single target as well, because Whirlwind is not particularly extremely fast on single target. Not that, you know, instant damage. You need to spin a bit to do damage here. That's okay, it's still fast.